Sanbonani Dumelang, my name is Gar. Let me just pause for you to take your screenshots, your screen grab. This is your next profile picture, your next wallpaper for the next 2 months. My name is Garabo Dynamite Nyalungu, the leadership that led the leader to the leading lead. Yeah, I know I'm looking good, looking all fly and everything. This is the episode you've been waiting for, where I will be telling you about my journey with Bidvest Wits. I'm gonna start it very different. I'm not gonna start it how it started. I'm gonna maybe take it from the middle, the end, then the start. I've been trying to start it from the beginning, and I was just wasting time, right? So the overall lesson I take away from my experience with Bidvest Wits is family values. We do not grow to have the best family structures, not all of us. But that was the one setup that taught me family values. By that, I'm not saying everything was smooth. I'm not saying it was all highs and everything. By family values, I mean you get exposed to the lows. You get exposed to, first of all, it's a football club. Ne? You get exposed to players being frustrated for either not being part of the starting lineup or not being considered to be in the team or not being considered to be traveling with the team, whatever. You get exposed to people reacting under pressure, how people react under pressure and they have to deliver. You get exposed to a whole lot of things, but it goes to show you, that just like your family, you have that uncle who is short tempered. You have that auntie who does this and that. You have that gogo that everyone loves. You have that, same thing. I can't really take it away from the family setup, And by that, you also need to be incorporative, accommodating of other people and how they are. That is where I got to really accept people for who they are, understanding Uguti, me joining the family doesn't mean I'm friends with these footballers. Yes, we may be somehow associated with the same team, the same club, but we respect each other's spaces. That kind of family value, that you do not invade someone's privacy. If you see Uguti, today Brighton Mhlongo is kind of, he's not having a good day, don't go there and bother him and like, no. Wait for Brighton and Klongo to calm down. When you have an altercation with someone, you go there and say, hey, dude, I didn't like how this and this unfolded. Can you please address it? Or whatever. They apologize. You do not go after your first fight with someone, you go and call Shwashwi and say Tarang Monare did this and this and this and that. You solve your things in Jengomdeni. That's why you got to see okay, why are these two traveling together? Oh, this one's car is not in a good condition. Oh, when this happens, now this family member steps in. Oh, okay, we help each other. Oh, you get to learn a whole lot of things about humility that you won't get literally anyway. Nah, I didn't get it anyway. 19 years of my life, I missed that chunk, and I got it by Bidvest Wits, and for that, I'm truly grateful because you get to really see that these people are human, number one, and you do not want to be in a position where they need to have a certain character that they tap into in your presence, and for me, I'm truly appreciative of the idea that I got the raw feelings that people went through. I used to go there around the lunchtime, and that's where they would come to the offices and get lunch, and at that time, that was probably shortly after their sessions and everything. Whatever stresses happened, that you'd see people carrying them to the kitchen and everything. So you don't want to be the annoying person that's gonna hlogoloza people when they're not having a good day and everything. So you understand, you greet. Most important thing about Bidvest, they greet. And it's not just the players from Bona, garden Manny, the cleaner, the drivers, the receptionist, everyone, the cook, they greet those people, and you realize that Lababantu, they're a family. And if I'm not willing to become a part of this family, if I'm not willing to learn family values and actively apply them so that I get to be a part of this family, you're out of place. There's no space there for you. You understand? Because politics get revealed to you. Family politics, they're everywhere. You get to understand rivalries. Not even just in the players, just like the whole team. You understand? But you also understand that it is not your place when you do what you have to do, and because this one no and this one do not get along, you are getting down when, as umteni obumbanayo or that goes through ups and downs together. You don't do that. What you have to do, treat each other with respect. If you've had this one saying something about this one, when you meet this one, you don't say this one said no. So those were the things I've had to unlearn and learn joining the family. And of course, I was starstruck. Someone asked if I was starstruck while meeting the players. I was starstruck. The first player I met was Thabang Monare, and I was with a friend of mine, Future Billy, at the stadium. We were watching the MDC, and I'm like, I think that's Thabang Monare. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you are this chilled? Dude, that's Thabang Monare. And I've read about him on Sokala Duma. Shout out to Bivanale. Bivanale is one of the Sokala Duma writers. His interviews are often in the back. But with Sokala Duma, it's the back, the middle, continue. So, excuse me, shout out to Bivanale. So, yeah, I read about Thabang, and there were rumors of his contract and everything. So that was the first player I met. Very, very good person, very chilled person, So fine. But that was not my favorite player. My favorite player was Fiso Hlanti. Coming from the AFCON, I wanted that guy who held Mo Salah by the neck and everything, So fine. Yes, I got starstruck. But then you also get over it, because now these people move from being stars to being umdeni. And being umdeni means I will see you more often than any other average fan, and I will see you in your different moods. I will see you, and for me, what does it say? It says be prepared to see you in your worst, be prepared to see you in your best, be prepared to see you in your irritated days, you having your moods and everything, so it means not expecting too much from you, and when you don't greet me one day, it doesn't mean I shouldn't take it personal, you understand? So it's just, yeah, for me it was just that, so fine. I think for me the highlight came when I got my access card meant a lot to me, because it meant now I could get into every part of the stadium, including the VIP. And that is where you get to meet girlfriends of soccer players, you get to meet families of soccer players, you get to meet families of coaches and everything. You get to meet everyone. And then as you engage with these people, you get to understand what's it like for a player, that 90 minute, what's it like for a player. Because before you meet Tulani Hlatshwayo, for me, before I got to meet Tulani Hlatshwayo, I met Ubabaga Thando, same person, but you understand now that these people have families. These people are accountable to, they've got mouths to feed. This thing is not just kicking the ball. This thing is their bread and butter. You understand why the frustrations come in the way that they do. They've got people whom they need to send money to. They've got people who are dependent on them, so you really get to even respect their craft and understand them, because now you get exposed to other areas of their lives that everyone else do not know. People criticize a player from the pitch and based on what they do on the pitch, but the frustration, the mental state of that player goes far beyond that 90 minutes, and then now you start to understand and appreciate that more. Were there rumors? I've heard rumors, I was even there were rumors even about me, with they said I was involved with one footballer from Bafana under 23, and I was two-timing him with one Bidvest Wits player. And for me, when that came, I was like, I value my relationship with this player, so I'd rather go to him, tell him what's happening, clearly, as long as him and I are good, then I'm good. The rumors can happen, because it goes to show you that as a family, you will go through predicaments. And if you are not united like this, you are going to fight because of what other people think about you. The people who started the rumors, trust me, they've never set foot at Starstruck. And then now it changes your whole perspective about every other rumor you've heard about soccer players. You understand that actually the people who start the rumors are people who do not understand the game. Are people who have never been to Klorkop, they've never been to Kaizer Chiefs Village, they've never been anywhere where you are. So why are you gonna be distracted by people who've never set foot here? Your work here shouldn't be distracted by people who are not here, and you understand also what is the root of that rumor. People see things and assume. They see this picture, they see that comment, they mix it, they conclude, and they think it is what it is, and you understand why players get frustrated over rumors, why people should say this and this, because it's their bread and butter, it's their brand on the line, and for them Football is what they know. Football is what brings them money. When at least you may have many streams of income and everything, good for you. But you are playing with someone else's career, someone else's brand, someone else's bread, someone else's income. You understand? So my perspective on things really got to change from then. Now having to be part of the family and seeing how we deal with everything else in the perspective of a family member and not just the fame. So yes, there are points where I've had to address things, and of course the first rumor had me, hey, how could you say that? Like, what shocks you about the rumor is how untrue everything is, and you wonder how did someone get to this conclusion. So at first I was really. And someone who calmed me down from Bidvest Wits was Tabang Monar. So I told Tabang my story. Tabang, this is what's happening. These people are saying this and this and this. And then Tabang was like, welcome. This is what we get to deal with. And imagine for me as a player. So when you are just whatever you are in the team. But imagine for me, for a player, but stay focused on school, wanna go to school and do what you do. You know what you're doing here. So don't let other people mess that up for you. You know what it took for you to get here. Don't let other people mess that up for you. This is what I use for my career, and this is how I handle it. So it was like a watch and learn kind of thing. Watch how I deal with them, and then you deal with them that way. And that is why I call him Big Brother Bramfontein, because he's one person who, I guess I met him first and I bumped to him quite a lot. And in bumping into him is very, very chilled. Tabang is very, very warm, very welcoming, very everything. But also, you do not want to take that for advantage and then be friends or be whatever with Tabang. You are there because of a reason. You meet each other because of a reason, and let it be solely for that reason. You won't be asking, hey, Lifty from Tabang. No. You won't be going on Instagram commenting on his life as if you've known him for years and everything. You respect each other. So for me, it came, and not just with Tabang. I'm using Tabang because Tabang is like close. Getting close reference, if I can put it that way, right? So you really understand and start valuing people, because you get there, you understand these people are family men. These people, just like you are one of the same dilemmas you have in your family, the same stresses that stress you, everything. They have that because they also belong to a family. Before they get to be Bidvest Wits Football Club players, they are also malumes banbani, their nieces, their sons, their husbands, their boyfriends. They play so many other roles. So I think the pressure now, I understood what was meant by the pressure that is exerted on footballers. And also there's that pressure of being a role model. People look up to you. You've got an entire township looking up to you. Where you come from, people look up to you. So you also have to be always at your best, and they are trying. And in moments where they can't keep up with the act anymore, we need to understand that as family members, kutazana, you tell them, hey, dude, these things happen, hey, what, this is football, and that goes to build you guys and your relationship, and they get to respect you as well. Soccer players are known for dribbling girls. When it's soccer players and girls, it's never a good story. But for me, here, it's the best story, because you get to a place where people respect you, and they do that because you respect them. You get to a place where people, they ask you, before they do things. They Mtaka dead. You get to a point where respect, I don't know whether it's in the contract that they should respect each other or whatever, but whatever that binds them to that level of respect, I admire it. So there was this one time where the students, we had an outreach program, but this time it was in the campus where we had to have dinner, lunch with the students. So fine, I was late for that, right? And for me, it was shortly after meeting Sfiso Hlanti. So for me, when I met Hlanti, it was, hey, I didn't expect him to be the way he was. I don't know. Hlanti was so humble. He was down to earth. And I was like, Joe, Kanti, why are you like this? Who about Petu Mosala, Joe? Like, yeah, like I was expecting him to be on some flexing mode and everything, but he was not. He was really down to earth and everything. And it was that human touch that made me then understand them at a different level, if I can put it that way. That made me respect them at a different level. So when the lunch came, we got there and I was late. I was from class. So we got there and we sat. And I'm like, literally, I'm the only girl. Not only that, I'm the youngest. Yes, Marcel was there, but I'm the youngest. Marcel is the lady whom I pitched my involvement with Bidvest 2, and I was sent by coach in Sinde, right? So I'll talk about that later. So fine. We got there. Marcel was there, but Marcel is very busy. So this is me. I'm the only girl, and I'm there with coaches from the academy. It's different coaches, but because these are coaches I've sat with during the MDC games while I was doing my Twitter updates for the team, while I was reading through the what do you call it, team sheets and everything. These these people, they tell me stories, the same conversations fathers and daughters have. I had them with those people. So you understand, you are not even overwhelmed because these people were already family, and then now it's like the family goes out. Now you are part of them, you are one. So now it was a matter of, I don't know, brother, sister, mtwana, baba, uncle, niece, that. And then fine, I got there, I got to eat the food. At that time, I don't know what I'm eating, but I'm eating it and it's nice and it's. So the person who was sitting next to me, that was a highlight for me. I'm saying I'm including it here now. I'm including it here because it was a highlight. The person who was sitting to me was Dion Hoto, right? So he's like, hi, my name is Hoto. I'm like, hey, you are very brave. You're greeting me. Because I'm expecting them to be like, hey, can we get over and done with this? What? Not even. Hi, my name is Hoto. I'm like, oh, okay. Hoto, what's your name? Your actual name? Because I know Hoto must be your surname, He's like, no, my name is Dion. What's your name? My name is Karabo. Oh, Karabo, what does it mean? We speak, we engage, you engage with the human behind Dion Hoto. He's a star player, plays really well and everything, but you don't meet the star player, you meet the person, the human, the spirit, if I can put it that way, and that for me goes to show that being humble takes you a long way, and it doesn't cost a lot, it doesn't cost zilch, and also when you are out of place, they come, our dude, engage with us, we are here, and you're like, a whole monari, a whole tulane hlachwa, a whole mkwanas, he says engage with us, you don't believe it, it's a wild dream, like I'm saying. Me, I saw those things, gabo tiger, but I never thought I'll ever be in that same or close proximity with footballers, and here they are, and it's not just footballers. Remember, the defense of this team is the defense of the national team. Guys, so it was a major flex, but a humbling one that teaches you lessons that no other person can just teach you randomly, unprovoked as well, so when I was out of place, they were like, no man, engage with us, man, talk to us, why do you feel like, don't treat us like stars, they try to calm you down and make you just engage, and they're like, okay, fine, how about you go to the MDC players? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that one, I'm up for it. So I went to the MDC players, and I think for me that was a moment of yeah, like Nantoche, because I already knew about them. I knew my information about the MDC players. So I got there, someone would tell me, what's your name? My name is Cohen Prince. Oh, Cohen Prince, the goalkeeper. You were not in last game. What happened? Why were you not in the starting lineup? So you know about the players, and I think that also changes the perspective, because also MDC players, they're young, number one, they're teenagers, number two, can make mistakes, can want to do something, can want to form relationships. They're still being exposed to the attention. They're still new to the attention that comes along with being a footballer. So for you to set that bar of saying, this is how I'm going to be treated, this is how, beyond you wearing this, because you can wear this, then after hours you are busy with MDC players, you're doing things, but for me it was like, I know about you, so before you get to who I am, what's my name, where do I stay, tell me why you didn't make it to the first team, to the first Why didn't you make it to the first starting lineup? Why didn't you make it to the first 11 previously? And someone would tell me, oh, my name is wada wada. Oh, you're currently sitting on 4 goals, but last 2 games you were not scoring. What was happening? So they appreciated the fact that how there's someone who cares. Actually, there's someone who knows about my footballing things and everything. So before someone would tell me, let's say my name is Mkiva, and I'm like, okay, fine, Mkiva. Sinenjongo. Oh, okay. Now, your number is, I'm telling him, I'm number ban. Okay, number ban. You are currently on whatever. So the stats. You bring in the facts. And remember, there are also family children in this case, and they also, some of them belong in families where they don't care. Whether when you're playing for Vets, you've scored 2 goals, they don't care. Here's someone who says, honey, why are you not scoring more goals? Someone who's exerting that positive pressure on them. And that was me for me, And I think with that squad in particular, because I was more close with the MDC, I appreciated every moment with them. From how we met to how everything else escalated. Because now, yes, I met them, and I think for me, I wasn't that shocked or I wasn't moved by them because I had already met some people from the first team who made it more easier for me. And then now meeting the MDC squad, I had already also, like a few years back, 5 years ago, I had already been around academy players from my school in Pretoria and everything, right? So now meeting them, it was like, oh, okay, history repeating itself. But now you are no longer, because I'm not gonna be a saint and say I was never the girl who wanted footballers' attention and everything. I had a face, but it passed, and then I'm glad that it passed. Now that when it comes to the professional teams, I'm like, okay, I'm able to keep my cool because I've been there, honey. Adolescent happened where you wanted to be associated with a certain player and everything, but then now all that is gone, and then now we focus. Now we look at what needs to be done and everything, right? So that happened, and for me, I think I got brothers from that team. I got brothers because it went from there to video calls to exchanging money to exchanging data bundles to buying each other things to brothers I never had, and I'm the sister they never had as well, so that to also going through the most, calling them crying in their presence, and and never in those moments would there be an inappropriate moment or an inappropriate exchange. I think there was also that thick line of respect where people were there, and I understood this person's life me enda la, and na in my life uphelela la. They're not gonna ask me about my boyfriends. They're not gonna suggest things. They're not gonna say things. I'm also not gonna do that. Excuse me, I'm not gonna ask to be friends with their girlfriends, so that element of respect, it was genuinely a brother and sisterhood bond, still is to this day, and it's still sustained because we saw it beyond the club, and like I said, as a brother and sister, there are certain periods where I'm not doing well. And I'm like, dude, I'm not doing well. Our Nekta Zamaka 500, Nekta Zamaka. And you see people contributing, You see people taking out their monies, people who, this money belongs to their families and all other people who are dependent on them, but they say, Bona, Nka 200, Lukisa Lotsa school, Marcel, number one. One of the people who, in my lowest low financially, she was like, Bona, Nka, Lukisa. And when I was supposed to return, it's like, nah, Skabuzantwe, So that sort of relationship is one thing I couldn't get anywhere. And remember now, for the MDC, they're looking forward to the next Nika. There's that gene that every footballer has. It has those clipping thing. Yeah, here by the legs. It draws your legs. But yeah, that it's a very common skinny gene amongst football players and everything. There's that, there's labels, there's everything, but someone takes 300 from their income and they say, sort your life out. And that for me, I really appreciated such moments where people really found it suit because of the relationship that I have with them. To say, no, let me just help you. Next time you'll be the one helping me. Next time when I help them, I don't even think twice, and it's also because they don't expect anything in return, but because I knew you did this for me in the times of need. When I'm okay, I'm also going to help you with that, And also a highlight for me, because when I wanted to pitch for what I wanted to do, which is to broadcast the MDC. I was referred by Coach Nsinde. Coach Nsinde eavesdropped my conversation with a friend, future Billy, and said to me, "No, meet me at Starstruck tomorrow." What. I got my tickets. So fine, got my tickets there. And then I think I explained this part. Okay. Got my tickets there and then said I should pitch to Marcel. Right? Now a highlight comes just a few weeks after that. I'm by the tent where I was selling the club merchandise and I meet Coach Nsinde. And Coach Nsinde is like, "Hey Karabo, come here." So because I'm so used to people asking me tickets and everything, I'm like, "Yo, let me take tickets." And Coach, how are you? He's like, "I'm proud of you." Like, coach, repeat that. It's like, "No, I'm proud of you." I'm like, "For what?" Like, I sent you there. I didn't tell you what to say, but here you are. I didn't tell you what to say, but here you are today, and you are doing exactly what you said you are going to do, and I'm so proud of you. And that made my day. You see, that day I sold so many merchandise because I was prompted. I was, and sometimes you need that push. You need someone to say, "Go there and say you were sent by me, Sbu." You need those people who avail themselves for you. They don't know you, which is why I say, if you want support, don't expect it from familiar faces. They don't know you, but they say, "Go there. When you pitch, you say you were sent by me," and they will take you seriously. I went there, I did that, I pitched. The next time I meet this person, I'm in this a better position, than the first time I met this person. And that for me was a highlight. I wouldn't trade that for anything. I love Coach Smooth so much, this time. And I'm like, wow, look at the universe, So fine. What I wanted to highlight about the tent. The tent for me is a special place because that is where, and for me, I didn't want to sell the club merchandise until they said, "No, we'll pay you." And I was like, "Hey, we need a point where marginal rate of substitution meets marginal rate of transformation."